We are making this spiced apple crumble, which is just beautiful. It's got hints of Sri Lankan cinnamon powder running through it. It's warm, it's comforting, it gives you that cozy feeling. Welcome to Aru's Bake Club. This is a series where I show you little tips and tricks on how to get amazing baked goodies right at home. The first thing we have to do to make our apple crumble is to cube up the butter and pop that in the fridge for it to chill. Just cut it into a few cubes like this, just so that it's easier to rub it into our crumble. As always, I'm using salted butter for this. Just cut it up into kind of bite-sized pieces like this. And then we pop that in the fridge to chill while we make the rest of the filling. Get yourself some green apples. I find that these are the best ones to make an apple crumble with because they're nice and tart. Peel off the peel. Basically just peel your apples. The best thing about an apple crumble is you just have to pop this in the oven as people are starting to have dinner, and then when your friends have finished having their dinner, you will have the most beautiful warm apple crumble ready for them to eat. Depending on the size of your apples, you'll need about 5 to 6 apples for a dish this big. These are now peeled, so let's core them up. So get rid of that core bit with the seeds, saving as much of the apple as possible. We dice this up into kind of this size pieces. This is the size that we're looking for, just so that it cooks up nicely, gets coated nicely in all of that cinnamon and sugar, and it's nice and bite-sized so that it's easier to serve it, it's easier to kind of bite into it rather than having wedges of apple. Once you've peeled, cored, and diced up all of your apples, get your oven preheating. So get that preheating to about 170 degrees Celsius. And then we're going to pop this into our baking dish just to make sure this is enough, or if we need to just chop up one more apple. I think maybe one more. Work a little bit fast at this point because you don't want your apples to kind of start getting that ugly brown color. The first thing to stop this from browning is to add a little bit of lemon juice. Lemon or lime, both are fine. It also helps to bring out the acidity in the apples as they're baking, which gives you a nice flavor contrast to the sweet that comes from the crumble. We're going in with a few tablespoons of brown sugar. This gets that nice caramelized, jammy, sweet tang going for the filling. And then we go in with a couple of teaspoons of Sri Lankan cinnamon powder, because you guys, it is the best in the world. I like my apple crumble to be slightly on the spicier side because it brings, and when I say spicy, I don't mean like chili spice, I mean like spices spice, where it brings in a lot of warmth and depth of flavor. We are going in with just a pinch, like a quarter teaspoon of nutmeg, and then toss everything together just to mix it through. You want to coat all of these apple cubes in those spices, the sugar, and then spread the apples out evenly and set this aside while we make the crumble topping. To make the crumble, we're going in with some flour, brown sugar, a pinch of salt, a teaspoon of cinnamon powder, and a teaspoon of baking powder. Give that a quick whisk just to combine everything. Break up any bits of sugar that's clumped up. Get your cold butter out of the fridge. So you want it to be this kind of consistency where it's cold, it holds its shape. That's what we're looking for. And then we add our cold cube butter and go in with our fingers and rub these together until we have a sandy consistency. And there's a lot of like apple crumble recipes that call for the butter to be melted, but I like the consistency when you use the cold cube butter because it has like an uneven crunchy feel to it, as opposed to when you use the melted butter. I feel it kind of forms a bit of a paste on top, and I personally prefer it to be all crumbly and golden on top. You can see this is now beginning to look very sandy. You still have chunks of butter that's rippling through, but most of it is kind of incorporated into the flour and the sugar. Don't worry about the chunks of butter. Leave that be. You don't want all of it like completely mixed. You don't want this to be like a cookie dough, because the little chunks of butter is what's going to give you pockets of butter that bake into this. Just thinking about it is making me so excited. And then just sprinkle that. Don't worry if it's getting into the little like crevices. That's where the yumminess is gonna happen. That's where all the magic is gonna happen, you guys. Don't forget to go into the corners. Basically just cover all of the apples with our crumble topping. Don't press it down. We want it to kind of just sit on top like this. And then just pop that into the oven to bake low and slow until it's golden, bubbly, and cooked through. This has been in the oven for 30 minutes. Oh my gosh, just look at that. Look at that bubbling from the side. You guys, it looks so good. Oh my God. We have to let it cool down for at least 10 to 15 minutes before digging into it because of all of that caramelly goodness. I don't want to end up getting burnt. Oh gosh, look at that sauce. Oh my gosh. That beautiful caramelly. Oh, wow. Just a scoop of classic vanilla ice cream on top of your warm apple crumble. It will melt into it, creating the most delicious, comforting, warming dessert. The ice cream has just melted into this. Oh man, it smells so good. That brown sugar has almost become a caramel sauce. That cinnamon that's running through this, and that crumbly, crunchy topping. Oh man, the warm apple crumble with the contrast of the cold ice cream. Perfection. Make this at home. You saw how easy it was to put together. It's one of those desserts that is low effort, big reward. And don't forget to subscribe to Arubakes so that you don't miss out on any of these. Thanks for watching. Bye.